Welcome to Part 3 of Chapter 1, Introduction to Virtual Computing, in which we'll be talking about cloud environments. At this time, you should open your text or MindTap Reader to page 20, and we'll take a look at clouds. First thing we want to talk about is, what do we mean by a cloud? We generally understand the cloud to be a resource that we can access for possibly storage, software, infrastructure, or managed services. But according to the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, cloud environment consists of 6 characteristics. First, cloud environments need to provide an on-demand self-service. This means that the consumers can quickly provision virtual machines with hardware and software resources they need, automatically, and without waiting for any outside assistance. Next, broad network access. This means access to services over the network using a web browser or some standard interface. It allows you to work from any location with a variety of devices such as laptops, desktops, or tablets. Next, clouds need to provide resource pooling. This is the ability to hyper-converge resources into pools for on-demand access to the consumers. Fourth, elasticity. This allows resources to be quickly scaled in and out by the consumer, and the consumer only needs to pay for the resources they use during that time period. Fifth, a pay-as-you-go system. As we just mentioned, consumers pay only for the resources that they're using. And then finally, reliability and redundancy. This provides fault tolerance and load balancing and disaster recovery services to the consumer. So then, by definition, if we're going to talk about something as being a cloud service, it has to have these 6 characteristics. We can classify cloud services in a few different ways. First of all, we have infrastructure as a service, as shown at the bottom of the pyramid here. This means that we are providing IT services like compute, storage, and network access to the consumer. If we move up the triangle a little bit to platform as a service, this means a cloud provider is not only going to provide you with the compute, storage, and network services, but also with an operating system that can be loaded on that virtual machine and some application development platform, if you like. At the top of the pyramid, we have software as a service. Many of us are used to using maybe cloud drives or Office 365 or some other web application packages that run on the cloud, and that is providing the software service. There are other specialized services as well. For example, some cloud providers may provide a database service or a communication service like VoIP, or possibly a whole business process, BPaaS, or business process as a service. So there are many specialized services also that can be provided in the cloud. The bottom of page 21 talk about cloud classification models. And clouds can be classified as a few different types. First of all, we have private or community clouds. And these type of cloud environments are hosted in an on-premise data center, which is owned by a specific organization or perhaps a group of organizations if they're hosting a community cloud. There's a few different software packages we can use to create a cloud environment. One of them is called OpenStack, and this is an open source cloud development platform. VMware and Microsoft also offer cloud development platforms for their virtualized data centers. Public cloud environments are hosted by companies who sell services to the public, and you can get an account and create your own data center environments. And one of these companies is Amazon Web Service, and they're premier. They've been around for a long time doing this. And then you have Microsoft Azure and IBM Cloud, as well as others that are hosting public cloud services. Once you get your account, then you can go in and utilize resources and set up virtual machines in that cloud environment. A hybrid cloud is one in which we're going to take our on-premise data center or private cloud and plug it into a public cloud in order to extend it. There's a few advantages to doing this, as you can see in this diagram. Off-premise or third clouds allow us to take our software-defined data center or private cloud and extend its services. So rather than having to buy additional hardware because we need more data storage or another server, we can rent these services, if you will, from the public cloud providers. So we can extend our data center. Load balancing is a way in which we could rent services during certain times of the year. For example, a sales company during Black Friday may need to have additional processing capability. So instead of purchasing that hardware and having it sitting in the data center all the time, we can rent it during that Black Friday time period. And disaster recovery is another important feature of public cloud environments, because in the event that a server goes down, you can roll your server services over to your public cloud provider, or even if you lose an entire data center, your company can continue to operate through the public cloud environment. So we'll be taking a look at these different applications of clouds and how they can be configured in Chapter 10. So take some time to put your head in the clouds, and then we'll wrap up Chapter 1 by discussing virtualization product features in Part 4.